Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Queent, and thank you for tuning in to Queent's TV. So today I'm probably gonna be getting into a little story time, but first I want y'all to just look at my beautiful natural hair. Just look at it. Look at my fro. Look at her nose. She's just doing what she wants. This is what it looks like after the twist out. I had a twist out for about 2 days. Cause honestly, I like to wear the twist out for like just a protective style. So I ain't really gotta do too much to my hair, really. Cause when she like this, she does what she wants to do. And honestly, I just let her. I let her be free. You know, I went natural for a reason, so she can be free. And prior to that, I had braids in for a good like 3, 4 months, and she was like, nah, baby, you're doing too much. You know, it's time for these things to go. You know, because sometimes we just don't want to let go of the braids because it's just such an easy, natural hairstyle just to rock. You can rock braids. You can wake up and go with braids. But with the fro, she needs love, time, and attention. So, you know, I'm willing to give her that love, time, and attention. But, so today, the hair product, I used for the twist out is Icing on Curl by Curls Dynasty. And honestly, it has my hair feeling so soft, moisturized. This product, like, oh, it works miracles. It's been working miracles for my hair. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I've used this much of it. I don't know if you can see that, but can't really see. But yeah, I've used that much of it. It kind of smells, it doesn't have a bad smell, but you know, it's not very, it's more like a natural scent. It doesn't smell like really it kind of has it's not a bad smell. It just kind of smells like, kind of smells natural, like a little bit like has that organic smell, but it has mango butter, shea butter, coconut oil, avocado oil, vegetable glycerin, vitamin E, and essential oil blend. And this thing will have your hair and your scalp moisturized. It really will. I'm not even gonna lie, like I did my little cousin's hair with it the other day, and their hair was slick like Rick. They're mixed children, but they have some slick hair. My afro is just like, yay. I love it though. I love it. I missed it a lot, honestly. I just love how it looks. Like I don't know, just people like, ew, I like you better when you have braids. Well, I guess you don't need to be my friend no more. Goodbye. Bye bye. Because honestly, my natural hair is where it's at. If you got a problem with it, then you want to step back. I'm just saying, because this is me. If you can't love me for me, then you got to leave. Then leave. Peace out. Hey, anyways, today I'm going to be doing a story time. This is a story time about the time I decided to sneak out. Okay, I'm gonna give this story time because it's like every time I do something, my butt gets caught. Well, this is a time where I snuck out. So I had everything planned. I was like, okay. Like, my friend was like, you know, I'm gonna come get you. I got you a ride, you know, because, you know, I lived all the way in the sticks, you know, in the country. I was living in the country at the time, so my friend was like, you know, I can get you a ride there. I'm like, you can get a ride to come all the way here? And she was like, yeah, girl, yeah. I'm like, yeah. And you know that, you know, whenever you're not supposed to be doing something, it just works out more easier than when you are supposed to be doing something. Because when you are supposed to be doing something, it seems like everything comes against you. But when you're not doing the right thing, it all works together. Like, it all works out for you to do whatever you're not supposed to be doing. So like that day we talked about it. We planned it in school. And she's like, okay, well, I'll see you then. And she was like, you gotta come because, you know, I'm the life of the party. So, of course, I had to go. And wasn't like it was like my friend's birthday party. I think it was my friend's birthday party. It got wild, y'all. Let me tell you. So this is what I did. Okay, so this is I ended up having to hop out of my my window because every time you take a step in the house, like you hear the creaks and all that, and I knew my nanny would wake up if I dipped out the back door. Like I knew she would hear it. So I hopped out of my window, and this is the first time me ever doing anything like this. And let me tell you, when I hopped out of my window, it was a hop. Like it was a good hop. It wasn't like a, jump and then you hit the ground. No, it was like some air and then you hit the ground. Whew, I'm telling. Okay, so before I did that, I packed me some night clothes and some stuff in a bag, and I threw it out the window. Then I hopped out the window. But the thing I didn't think of is, how am I going to shut this window? I couldn't shut the window. I couldn't crawl back up. Like, I didn't realize it was that big of a hop. Like, I couldn't just reach my hand and shut the window or nothing. It was a hop. So I ended up hopping out the window, and I had to leave the window open because I couldn't do nothing about it. And I had to creep down my hill, all stealth like. And I told them when they pull up, don't have no loud music and don't have no lights. I was trying to be, smart. So I pulled up, or they pulled up. They said I'm outside. I said, okay, just give me a few minutes. So I had to hop out my window. Almost broke my leg hopping out the window. Grabbed my bag, started running down the hill. So I ran down the hill, and I made it. I made it to the car, and they was like, we about to turn up. I was like, shush, let's drive away first. They're like, it's all the way. I'm like, no, it don't matter. Let's drive away first before we start getting excited. And so we drove off. So we drove away, and I ended up going to, it was, her friend picked me up and dropped me off at her house. And they just dropped me off, and they didn't ask for no gas money or nothing. They just dropped me off, and I was like, dang, you got it made, girl. So we get to my friend's house, and we all are getting dressed for this party. And it was my other friend's best friend's birthday. So we get dressed for this party, and then I was like, well, how? And it was like, well, we're about to turn up and all this stuff, and there's drinks and all that. So we ended up going to this crib, right? And it was a party in dude's basement. It was a basement party. So we get there, and I'm a little sketched out because I ain't never really basement, like, well, I did have a basement party, but this was a different type of basement. This was a strange basement. I ain't never seen this basement before, so, it was different. When I had my 16th birthday party, that was different, because I've been in that basement, but this basement party was different. It was, like, a little sketchy, like, you could see the pipes and all that. It was a little sketchy, I'm not gonna lie, but it was lit. After, okay, so we was drinking all that Jack Daniels, that Jack, and some, I think 4 Locos, but that Jack was getting everybody jacked up. It was like a little gathering, and the music was going loud, like, and then oh gosh, my head was wrapped up. That's when everybody was like rocking them turbans. Well, I used to put my scarves over my head, make them look like that. So before they came out with these little things, I used to wear scarves, like real, like, those scarves that you put around your neck. I used to wear those on my head like a turban and wrap them up and stuff. But so we got there, and I'm telling you, okay, it was lit. It got lit. Like, there was a few people, like a few guys, a few girls, and I was like, okay. But then when I got some drinks with me, I started turning up. Like, how people are in the life of the party. They can party without anybody. That's me. Like, I was that person before, I made my whole change and everything. But I was the person that I literally was the life of the party. So we started turning up, and I started getting everybody to get up and dance and just turn up, and it was wild. So then we was all lit. Halfway through, my friend's best friend, well, she was my friend too, but it was her best friend. She she sits in this chair, and this other girl was like, "Okay, I'm gonna give you a birthday lap dance," and she's like, "Oh yeah," and then she starts giving the girl a lap dance, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I never like really experienced these types of things before. Like this, I was like new, I was new like to partying. Really, I only partied a little bit, not a lot, like nothing like this. Like this was something like I've been to it. Like I'll tell y'all about my first party. That's another story time for another day. But this is about the time I snuck out. So everything was going fine, and then the lap dance happened, and every guy in there was going crazy because it was like two girls. Like my friend, she was getting for her birthday, she was getting a lap dance, and that girl that was giving her a lap dance was surprisingly dancing. Like she was a little white girl, but she had it. She was going. She was. Mm, mm, yeah, all that with the hips, like yeah, like she was full out giving her a lap dance. I was like, where the ones at? Where the ones? So I was lit though. I was so lit. Like I was so lit. I couldn't even really function about everything that was going on, like all the demons and stuff. I was not worried about none of that. I was like just too lit to really be focusing on anything. So all that was happening. Then okay, everything's cool, copacetic. They get done dancing, and everybody just gets back to turning up again, and like up and down the steps, hitting them rooms, knock, knock, knock. So what happened was my friend. Okay, so I was just sitting on the couch, just chilling. I was gone at this point. I was just chilling. So my friend and this girl, the girl that gave her the lap dance or whatever, they sat next to me, and then they started making out of nowhere. I was like, oh, like, oh my gosh, what is really going on? I was like, dang, where am I at? What's going on? How did I get here? I was gone. Like, I was like, is this really happening? And like right next to me, like they was making out. So then my other friend got mad. Like she was so mad because she was like, why are they making out? Like she was mad. I'm not even gonna lie. She was mad. She was like, why are they making out right now? That's supposed to be my best friend. She's supposed to be making out with me, like type thing. So then they go upstairs to talk. Room locked. They was getting it. Okay, I'm not even gonna go there. What was happening? They was talking because she was they talked through their problems. Okay, in the meantime, I was downstairs getting lit, and these boys, all these guys was trying to talk to me, and I was like, I was not really feeling it. Like, I was just not too interested. Like, they was trying to talk to me, and I was just like, I don't know you. And then I was drunk though. So then, like, this random guy came up to me, like, trying to holler at me. I was like, ooh, I like your shoes. And then, he was like, but then I was like, I like your shoes, but that's all. We can't really. And like, even girls was hollering at. I was like, nah. I was just too drunk. Like I was not trying to. No, I was like, good. Okay, this is when it gets all crazy. So then my friend's sister comes. She starts getting a hold of that jack. She's gone off the jack. She's carrying the whole bottle around. She gone off the jack. And later that night, okay, so she ends up like going out in the street, yelling, saying she's possessed by demons, and like, the devil's after her, and she just started like she getting on the ground shaking. Everybody's like, we should call the ambulance. I was like, oh, okay, I think we need to call a priest because she saying she possessed, y'all. I mean, what is the ambulance gonna do? And like she was gone off the jack, and she was saying she was literally possessed. Like something had taken a hold of her. Like she had demons. Like she was literally like, I got demons. I see demons. I'm talking to demons. And I was like, oh my gosh. So then she hides under the car. Like she's acting like she's like moving her body like she's possessed. Like I'm talking about some serious. This is really happening. I was drunk, but I was like, oh, this is really happening. So then I go back inside, and her sister is passed out. Her friend is passed out. They all passed out, right? Right. So we're outside trying to console her, and I'm like, "Oh, let's pray for her." I know I was drunk, but I was like, we need to pray for her or something. Like, we need to get these demons off of her, because like I don't know. I just felt like it was not okay, like, for her to be feeling that way, because like maybe in like when you're drunk, that's when you tell the truth. A drunk soul doesn't lie. That's something my mama told me. So I felt like she was really having some battle, like internal battles that she was facing, and that's why she was drinking that Jack like that, and that Jack brought it out of her. So I really started praying for her, and she ends up, being okay, and we get her inside, and then the neighbors had called the cops because we was outside being loud. So the neighbors had called the cops, so we all had to go downstairs, and they turned off the lights. We turned off the music, and I just started laying on the couch because I needed some rest after all that. Like, after all that with the possession, and my friend was throwing up, I was trying to be there for her. I was trying to, like, doing all this, and I was so gone. Like, myself, I don't even know how I was doing this, but I was doing it. I was trying to help this girl, who felt like she was possessed. I was getting her, and, there was a lot of people there, so, but, I was just trying to make sure everybody was all right, because that's just how I am, though. I was really trying to make sure everybody was good. So, I made sure my friend was good, and her friend made sure she was good too. She was watching her and, making sure she was good. My other friend was passed out, but she was good. I made sure she was good. She had, I was checking her. Um, um, but the cops come, and we're all in the basement, quiet. The lights are off, and they was like, basically the party has to be shut down. So the party was shut down, but everybody was just like, it started passing out because the lights was off and we was all drunk. Everybody just started passing out. So I was passing out, but then this guy started touching on me, and he was laying on the same. We was laying on the couch together. I was laying on the couch, and he came to the couch too, and he started touching on me, trying to get me to do things. And I was like, So I didn't feel right, and I just, like, everything happened so fast. So I was like, called somebody to take me home, right? So I called somebody to take me home. The same guy that picked me up was like, "Can you take me home now? I'm ready to, dip up out of here. They doing too much for me." So he ended up coming to get me, right? And he knew I was drunk. So he came and got me, and he took me to this place, and he was like, "Can we do something? Da da da." And I was like, "No, I want to go home." And he was like, "I'm not taking you home, but can we do something?" I was like, "I thought you was going to take me home. I got my stuff right here." He was like, "No, I'm not taking you home, but I really wanted to do something." I said, "You could just take me back then. I will go pass out on the couch where I was at, because I don't trust this. Like, go ahead and take me home." Because he was, he knew what he was doing, and I was just trying to go. I was just trying to be safe. So he ended up taking me back to the place that he came and got me from, because he wasn't going to take me home. He's like, "I can't take you home." I was like, "Why'd you come? I asked you to take me home." And he couldn't, so whatever. So then I ended up going back to the couch. Dude was gone, and I just had the couch to myself. I was like, thank you, Jesus, because I was so awkward and not trying to, but it was lit though. But I was in a situation, and then I was like trying to figure out how I'm gonna get home, because my friend was passed out, but she said she would get me home, but I needed to get home like at a good time, because if I didn't get home before a good time, my name would find out. So okay, so then we wake up. Everybody's sober. We're all just in the room talking about everything that happened that night or whatever. You know how you reminisce on what happened, like, trying to get all your collective thoughts. When you're around people, everybody's pieces can match up, because, you're missing some, and you're just like, what happened? So we was all talking and, figuring out what was really going on. So after all that, we ended up having to leave, because the person's house, they had to go to work. So we all had to leave, and I was like, "How am I gonna get home?" And then we ended up going to McDonald's. So we went to McDonald's to get some food or whatever, just to get some fries on my stomach, sober up, get me a frappe, some fries, so I could be good. After that, my friend's mom ends up coming there and she's like, you know what, I could take you home. And I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because at McDonald's, my nanny ends up calling my phone, talking about some, where you at? I said, oh no, oh no. You know when they call your phone, you already know you caught, especially when you're gone, you know, when they call you, you already know. And my nanny be waking up at the crack of dawn, so she was on it. So she called me, she's like, where you at? I was like, I'm outside. And she was like, whatever. I looked everywhere outside. You wasn't out there. And so then I hung up the phone. And she kept calling me. And I was like, I got to figure out how to get home. And then my friend's mom was like, I'll take you home. Don't worry. So she ends up taking me home, right? So I'm home, right? Right. Okay, so I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? So I put my night clothes on. I'm like thinking I got away with it. I was thinking like maybe I could just say something. I could get, but. So I step in the house. And my nanny's waiting on me at the door. She was not playing. She was waiting on me at the door. And she was like, so where have you been all night? I was like, I've been here. I was just outside checking out some things, trying to play it off. But in reality, she done knew because my little sister came in my room looking for me. And I wasn't in here, and she felt the breeze coming from my window. So she opened up my window and saw it was wide open because I couldn't close the window. And she's like, Nanny, Tanisha's, Nanny, Sissy's gone. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so my nanny was like, give me your phone. I said, no, you ain't getting my phone. You don't pay the bill. I thought I was running something. I said, no, you ain't getting my phone. You don't pay the bill. And she said, what? You gonna give me that phone? I said, no, I'm not. And then she was like, okay, if you don't give it to me, you gonna give it to somebody else. So we ended up going to my other nanny's house, and she's like, her son comes. They had to bring in the big guns because they knew that I wasn't giving up my phone for nothing, because that's all I had. And so my uncle ended up coming and taking my phone all the way, like an hour away. They was trying to make sure I wouldn't get my phone back. And I was thinking, dang, I should have just gave it to my nanny because she would have just put it in a drawer and I could have got it later. But no, I had to be difficult. And it's gone now. It was far away. And I was grounded for like I was grounded for a whole month. She did not play when it came to grounding me. I was grounded for a whole month. And I was like, dang, it made me not want to sneak out again. But, I was so sheltered. I wasn't allowed to go to no friend's house. I wasn't allowed to do nothing. So it made me like want to have that wild side to me because, I've been cooped up for so long. I wanted to get out, but I really learned my lesson because I got caught. I tried to sneak out and I got caught. I mean, and the night was fun, but I don't think it was worth it, honestly. Like, I dealt with a lot that night with the whole everything. I was like, dang, is this, like, I was thinking, like, did that really happen? Did that really happen? It really happened. It really happened. And it was a crazy night, though. It was crazy and fun, though. I will say, it was an experience, and it did teach me a lesson. But I wish I would have paid attention and listened to it a little bit more. Like, just paid attention of all the things that were going on around me and listened to my intuition and my gut feeling. I wish I would have listened to my gut more because my gut was telling me, no, you don't need to go to this party, it's not really for you. But then my wild part was like, come on, we need to get up out of this house. We got to ride. Let's just do it. We can get home. We can do this. So, but moral of the story is don't sneak out. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. You need to like, share, and subscribe for more story times like this, because trust me, I have more crazy story times. So I love all of my royal family. Thank you guys for subscribing. Bye.